Hi, this is James Gordon of Book Trolley here with the first book review of 2025. The book I'm going to be talking about today, Airport by Arthur Hailey. It's a nice cover. Oh, bad. Okay. This was first published by Doubleday on March 1968. This edition is from Bateman Books. This edition is from November 1976. This was a decent read. While it is heavily detailed, lots of heavily layered characters that we follow throughout the novel. I like the whole setting of this book. It takes place during a single night at an airport during this intense snowstorm, and then the ending where a bomber is on a plane, and then the main character trying to get the plane back while dealing with all these other problems. I really enjoyed this book. There were some things I didn't like with it. It was a decent read, but overall I really enjoyed it, and this is the book that would kick off the whole disaster era back in the 70s, and I have some other books by this author I like to check out, and this was a really good read. I pulled this book out as I want to read more winter-themed books, despite the fact there's hardly any snow right now where I live, but I'm still in the mood for some winter-themed books, and when I was going through my collection of books I owned, I found a few of them, and I found this one. I thought, I read this book. I decided I'm going to pull and read this one. So, this, as I said, this was a decent read, and I really enjoyed it. After my review, I'll explain more about this book and the things I liked with it and the things I didn't like with it. Alright, onto the book review. Plot. Mel Bakersfield, the general manager for Lincoln International Airport in Chicago. He's also an ex-fighter pilot during the Korean War. Mel is trying to keep his airport running while dealing with the worst snowstorm as it's been going strong for 3 days now. Many flights are constantly being delayed or canceled because of the storm, with many people overcrowding the airport. At the same time, a Boeing 707 of Aeromexico is stuck in the snow as Mel is trying to get it free along with clearing the runway. Mel is also dealing with problems at home with his wife, Cindy, who is trying to get her husband to take part in joining the social elite and spends too much time at work. Mel also feels tension with his 13-year-old daughter, Roberta, but is still loved by the youngest daughter, Lily. While dealing with the drama at his airport, Mel visits Tanya Livingston, head customer relations for TWA, Trans World Airlines. Tanya, a divorced wife whose husband left her and is raising one daughter, as her and Mel have been planning to go on a date. However, work is preventing them from doing it, but they feel their love for each other. As Mel is driving around outside in a yellow car, checking planes, waiting for takeoff, along with hearing radio calls from the control tower to the pilots, he's waiting for Joe Petroni, head of the maintenance, along with being a highly skilled mechanic, to help get the stuck Aeromexico flight moving again. However, he is stuck in traffic and assists helping police clear an accident, as it would take an hour for him to reach the airport. But he sends a message to Mel telling him not to move the plane until he shows up. Mel trusts Joe as he's never wrong and always finds a way to solve any problem, along with not following the rules as well. While doing his patrol, Mel gets a message from his wife, Cindy. When he calls her, she's furious with him and wants him to get downtown for a big party. Mel is becoming tired of arguing with his wife, along with having to meet people he doesn't like. Cindy threatens him if he doesn't show up, she'll end their marriage and then hangs up. Meanwhile, D.O. Guerrero, a building contractor, owes a lot of debt and is suffering from mental illness, plans to kill himself while boarding a flight to Rome. He fills out a air insurance policy to ensure his wife, Izia, will be able to collect his life insurance. Guerrero has built a bomb hidden within an attache case and a cord to detonate it. If security discovers what he's carrying, Guerrero would rather kill himself than be arrested. When his wife returns home, she finds a note and is puzzled by it. She tries calling the airport to ask if her husband has boarded the plane, but is told they are unable to do that. Izia takes a taxi using her remaining funds to reach the airport. Dealing with all the ongoing drama, both personal and problems within the airport, Mel does his best to keep the airport running. Joe finally shows up and is able to get the stuck Boeing 707 moving along with the main runway to be cleared. However, Mel is alerted by Tanya, who makes a shocking discovery that a wife came here looking for her husband, along with security being suspicious about a man refusing to let his attache case out of his sight, along with discovering he filled out an air insurance policy before boarding a flight. Mel and the others find out it's a bomb and orders the plane back to the airport, but it might be too late. Airport was a decent drama thriller, highly detailed within the airport along with its many layered characters as each one had their own personality and views on their life and others. While some characters I like more than others, but not once did I ever feel that none of the cast were flat, dull, or boring. Like the scenery of the airport during the heavy snowstorm during the single night it set in. While there's a lot of talking and drama within this story, as I felt Arthur added a little too much detail within the novel and felt he could have cut some of this out along with many scenes of drama to shorten it a bit. The pacing moved at a good speed as it never got too slow or rushed along with a solid writing structure. While the finale was short, but still enjoyed it. As for the 1970 film of the same name, I liked a lot better as it cuts out some of the subplots and drama focusing more on the main event. Solid cast of actors like Burt Lancaster and George Kennedy. While the film is well shot, however, I dislike the soundtrack as it's noisy and doesn't fit the theme of the film, but overall Airport is still a good thriller film which would spawn the disaster genre of the 70s. While I enjoyed this novel, I feel some might not like it as it's very thick novel to get through and not much happens till the very end. It's up to you if you want to read this late 60s drama thriller, but if you like following heavily layered detailed story with a large cast of characters during an intense snowstorm in planes, then you might like this novel. Alright, that's it for the review today. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, this was a decent read. Like, it wasn't a bad novel. Like, it was decent. It's very well written. The detail is good. The characters are very well layered. Each one's got their own personality and stuff, so every character felt different. They didn't feel generic or the same like anyone else. As I said, I like the setting of the novel where it takes place in this airport during this intense snowstorm in the middle of the night as you follow these characters and what they're trying to do and what dealing with the problems they're dealing with in their lives and stuff. As I said, it has a lot of detail in the story, and I felt the author added a little too much in it. Like he adds like there's parts in it, like there's this one subplot where it's the main character is dealing with a lawyer who's trying to get a bunch of people to join him to sue the airport because of noise complaint, and I really didn't like this part. It just added like a little like too much to the story, and I felt it was like kind of moving away from the main event of the book. As I wish the author cut this out. But he adds like these scenes of like these court cases with people tried suing airports because of a thing that people used to talk about back in the day, and I'm glad no one talks about this noise pollution, which is complete bullshit. It's nonsense what it is. But anyway, yeah. So I didn't like this part, and I felt the author really could have cut that out. Like, I don't need to read all these court cases. Just he could have just said, like, this isn't the first time the airport's been sued because of a noise complaint or something like that. Like, he could have just done that, but yeah, there's just one of the things I like. There's not too many subplots, but this is one of the subplots I didn't like in the book. But other than that, I really like the characters it follows. Like, the main character is just basically a guy. He's just trying to run his airport and try to keep flights going in and out and stuff. And he's dealing with personal problems at home with his bitchy wife. I really dislike Sydney. She's just this miserable woman that wants her husband to be around all these like rich people that he doesn't like or care for, and she believes that by doing this they'll get like further in life, and he of course knows that that's not going to happen. And later on, when she shows up, she's trying to be reasonable, and then but at the same time she starts being her bitchy self again. I'm like, shut the hell up. So I like the main character, and then another character we follow is this his brother-in-law who's a pilot, and these two butt heads with each other. And one of the subjects the book talks about is couples having affairs, and then when they discover that the woman is pregnant, and they're trying to decide if they should have a child or have an abortion, and this book follows this a lot. And I was like, okay, one character, like if the book talks about one character like discussing this, that's fine, but there was like I think another like two other characters that talk about this, and it's like, okay, I don't need like three characters talking about if they should get abortion or not. I just one's enough. And the other character that I really, really liked was the what's his name again? Uh oh, Dio Gerardo. This was another character that I liked. This troubled man who is in financial debt and decides that the only way to help his poor wife is to blow himself up on a plane to make it look like an accident. And he almost succeeds in his plan, but his plan is foiled, of course. Uh, when the crew is alerted to when the flight crew is alerted to him, and the finale I really enjoy where the plane is trying to get back to the airport as it's got a hole blown in it, and the plane is taking more damage as it's the longer it's in the air. So the last part was really intense, and there was another character that the story follows where it's another family member of Mel who works in the air traffic control, and he's been unable to work there after a incident. He blames himself for a mid-air collision, which is this one flashback scene. I actually thought this happened within the book, but it's revealed it's a flashback scene. But oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so overall, this was a decent book. I enjoyed it, but I found the movie is a lot better, as I feel it cuts out a lot of the subplots. It focuses more on the main event. While it does touch upon a little bit of the noise complaint in the film, but it doesn't have the whole lawyer character and this big mob, and there's like this big demonstration with film crews, and that I'm glad that's cut out of the film. As to me, that just it adds too much more to the story. Uh, the cat like and yeah, also they also cut out that subplot with the other family member, the air traffic control character as well. They cut him out, but I was fine with that. But I like how the film, like, it has a large cast of characters, very like it's excellent cast of actors playing each character. And I really like it. It's a very well shot film, and the finale I really enjoyed. Um, yeah, so I found, to me, I found the film a lot better than the book is based on, but I still enjoyed it. I definitely will check out more books by this author. I have another book by author Hailey, Overload, and then another one I'd really like to check out is Wheels, about the automotive industry. So there's a couple books I'd like to check out by this author. Alright, that's it for the book review today. Hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to October Library, the YouTube channel where I post book reviews, book hauls, and our fiction-related content. Until then, I'll catch you later.